Hello. A little while ago I did this tutorial. I placed a cone in a real photograph, and the cone of course comes from 3D. It's a Maya object, and the problem to integrate it properly is not only the shadow, which is right here and sits properly, the lighting, etc., but also the perspective. So the cone kind of, I tried it out quite a bit and back and forth, and you see that all in that tutorial. That's a basic thing about compositing. It's a combination of two images which look like as if they were one, hopefully. The Wikipedia article about compositing looks like this. It starts with the sentence, "Compositing is the combining of visual elements from separate sources into single images, often to create the illusion that all those elements are parts of the same scene." Typically, compositing is used not for single images, but for motion graphics. And a very typical thing would be a dragon flying through a landscape. The landscape footage was recorded with an actual drone in an actual landscape, and the dragon was created in a 3D package like Maya. And you have to composite both things together in the motion way. It's a very sophisticated process, and it doesn't really have to do anything with Maya, because we just deliver the dragon with a certain camera lens, a focal length, and with a special rendering. It all comes down to a very simple thing which is called the alpha channel. And let's search for the alpha channel. Actually, it's called alpha compositing. And is there a good example for it? Not really. It's very theoretical. But still, in computer graphics, alpha compositing is the process of combining an image with a background to create the appearance of partial or full transparency. And that's what we're going to do now. I prepared in Photoshop, but you can do this in all other kinds of packages as well. And Photoshop is not typical here because it's a single image program, as opposed to, say, After Effects, where you composite video material. Anyway, this is, but the process is the same. This is a drone photograph I took of Cologne here. We have the River Rhine here with one of the bridges here. I think that was autumn, and nice lighting from this side. And this is the picture I'm getting ready for compositing. Now I need a scene, something to put into that, into my drone photograph. So I go to FX and nParticles, and I create an emitter. The emitter emits particles down. I want the particles, and I go to particle shape, to ignore the solver gravity, so they spread out in all directions. Now I create a mesh network with this very simple object here. So mesh is here. So I have 10 of them. That's just fine. Now I pick the particles, and then with the Control key, the mesh network here in the outliner, and then I go to mesh and utilities, and I want to add trails to particles. Let's get a little bit closer to this whole arrangement. That's basically all we need for geometry. We can now hide this arrangement, and of course we can modify the trails, etc. That's not a problem. Plus we need some kind of geometry, and this time we go for maybe a torus. And we move the torus to the back and give it another color. New material, Arnold, surface shader, and we give it a ramp. So it has a little bit of a change of a color. I need to click here in order to see the texture properly. And I go for a blue here. Okay, this is a scene I have. It needs light, obviously. And when you create a sky dome light, the alpha channel, it's problematic to get the alpha channel properly, because the sky dome is actually a geometry which wraps around the whole scene. I don't want to get deeper into this, but create an area light for this tutorial. You see the area light looks in that direction. So we increase its size, like very big. We can go to normalize and uncheck this, and raise the exposure to, instead of 0 to 1, for example. And when we render the scene now, we get this. Now it's obviously a black background. Now let's go to View and Alpha Channel. And here you see we have an alpha channel. This only works if in the render settings, which sit here, where you would typically set up a sequence of rendering things, is set to XR or TIFF, for example, but not to PNG or JPEG, because PNG and JPEG don't carry alpha channels. So here we have a nice alpha channel, and now it comes to the compositing expertise, which I don't have and I don't want to show here. What kind of lens did I use on the drone? If you would know the focal length here, like 50 for example, 50 millimeters, you would create a camera now with 50 millimeters of angle. But instead we'll just render this in a quite a large resolution, and for compositing reasons, the people who do the compositing in, for example, After Effects or Flame or Smoke or other products, they give you the exact details about the size of the image they want, and you have to set this up in the render settings. But we'll just go to View and Test Resolution and make it very big, and that's the alpha channel. But of course, when we go to all channels, we see actually what we want to see. And we actually need to save it as a multi-layer XR image. And I go to one of my favorite folders for these tutorials here, and I call it nParticles, and I save it. The easiest way to place such an object is by going to File. This is a German interface, so don't worry. And here you have Place and Embed. Platzieren und einbetten. That means you pick a photograph and you place it somewhere there. Okay, nParticles XR, and I place them. And now the open XR reading options, as they translate it, want to know whether we want the alpha channel data as transparency or as a flat alpha channel. We want them as transparency, and when we click OK, we have our object right here. And now we can, of course, make it bigger so it covers the whole object. I have this alpha channel right here. It takes care of the transparency. It would take care of the transparency if I had used motion blur. It's a very flexible and easy to understand format, really. You can try out other things like these. So you see the change in the color in the torus, because the torus is the only object which does carry colors. Basically, you would look at the scene and say, okay, everything is quite blurred here, and this is too precise here, so let's blur this as well. So you go to a filter, and this is just something where we can start off with. It's a lot of work, really. So I go to motion blur, and already now you see that this is much more dynamic. Everything is very flexible here. Just to get the important point, you need to go to the render settings and choose a format which does support alpha channels, and have fun. Bye bye.